Future Broncos. Welcome back to another episode of Bronco Scoop. I'm your host, Deicy Lemus, a fifth-year architecture major here at Cal Poly Pomona and a student assistant at Project Aminos in the Office of Student Success. Thank you so much for joining us for this new episode of Season 4. On today's episode, I will be giving you the scoop on Cal Poly Pomona's Preview Day. In order to give you all the full scoop on this event happening November 5th, I have a very special guest joining us today. Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you please introduce yourself and your role at Cal Poly Pomona?
Yeah, hi, my name is Jessica Garcia, and I'm the Executive Assistant and Event Manager for the Assistant Vice President of Outreach and Educational Partnerships.
Thank you so much for joining us. So what is Preview Day and when is it?
So Preview Day is on Saturday, November 5th, and it's going to be held, the major event is going to be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's going to be at University Park. So what Preview Day is, it's an opportunity for potential students to come to campus and take a look at the various departments that we have in terms of resources for them. We hope that they are able to see the environment, the social dynamics between everybody, and also what we have in place to be successful, because we do have a lot of resources here at Cal Poly, and some of them they may know about, some of them they may not, which is perfectly fine. And that is really the objective of Fall Preview Day. We will also be having specialized presentations. And what we mean by that is there are particular presentations that we think would be extra beneficial to our potential students. So one of them will be how to apply to Cal Poly. And that will be held by our college counselors here at Outreach and Recruitment. They're going to be giving a presentation on what does it mean to apply to Cal Poly? How much does it cost? What does the process look like? The documents. So we will also be having a few tables, like we call them like little resource tables around the area, so that if you do have additional questions based off the presentation, our students can go and talk to our counselors and even admissions in terms of, hey, this is a particular question that just came up as they were talking, and they can have an answer right then and there. As we know, like everybody's in that episode or that moment in their life where they're like, I just don't know where to apply. What do you have to offer? So we hope that our staff and our faculty are able to guide our students just to, be able to decide a little bit better, feel more comfortable with their decision. They feel more, empowered. So that's what we're hoping for. We are also going to be having another presentation that's going to be held by the EOP program, Educational Opportunity Program. So they're going to be giving a presentation in the library at 11 o'clock. And parents and their students or their guardian can come in and get a little bit more information on what the program is about. Two of our lovely faculty will be there to answer any questions and how to apply and what would be beneficial for them. The other one that is actually going to be 3-in-1. It's going to be Project Aminos, transfer pathways, and poly transfer. So they're going to be combining resources and giving a presentation to students. They're also going to be in the library in the first floor, and they're going to be presenting at 9 a.m. So it's a good opportunity for students to take a look at both presentations. Again, get a little bit more in depth in terms of, would it be beneficial to them? What can they learn? What they didn't know before? Then after that or before that, depending on when they arrive, students can have the opportunity to meet the deans of our colleges. They're going to be set up in Olive Lane Walkway, which is between the Student Services Building and Building 26, which is, depending on, how familiar you are with the campus, they're either the old horse stables or the plaza. So it just kind of just depends on what you're familiar with. But it's Building 26 and Building 121 if you want to look at the campus map. So that's a really good point of reference. They're going to be set up in Olive Lane Walkway. And so our guests are to park in parking structure 1. And there's going to be signage, there's going to be decorations so that our guests can go through our SSB, our Student Services Building. That's where registration will be. We will also be having little giveaways for our potential students. Once they go and they have the opportunity to meet with their academic colleges, they can walk right into the University Park. And there we're going to have a smaller type resource fair. And in our resource fair, we will be having departments / programs like our alumni office, ASI, Bronco family, the career center, the disability office. We'll have RISE, which is a program. We'll also have male success initiatives in addition to Women's Resource Center, Veterans Affairs. So we have a few, departments / programs that are going to be out there to give information to all of our guests. So just in case, again, they do need additional support in different areas, hopefully they can provide that for them. And then we'll also be having we're going to have a DJ out there just to make it a little bit more lively. We do have a food truck. Savage Tacos will be there outside of the BSC, in addition to our lovely Polly Trolley. So if you get a little hungry or you want to buy something to drink, they're going to be available. We're also going to have available Starbucks if you need your little caffeine fix.
Yeah.
So we'll have Starbucks available, and some of the restaurants within the BSC. And the BSC is the Broncos Student Center. And we're going to have Round Table, Saddles, Subway. Those are going to be open as well for additional eateries and of your choosing. We will, last definitely not least, two other things we're going to have is our Bronco bookstore. So that's going to be open. So if anybody wants to go in, maybe want to get ahead and get some CPP gear, that would be great. But our Broncos bookstore will be open. And then right in front of the bookstore, we're going to have located our campus tours. So our lovely BOA students, they're going to be out there giving tours of our campus. And they're going to be every hour on the hour. So you can just walk up at 10, at 11, and you'll be able to get a tour of the campus. So there's going to be a little bit of a lot per se going on, but it's definitely an opportunity for our students, their guardians, their loved ones to take a look at what we offer, and also I think mainly for them to feel more comfortable if they do choose to apply to Cal Poly. They have a visual of what our campus is. They are able to talk to a lot of faculty and staff, and they could feel a little bit more at home in terms of, this is a good campus. It's a beautiful campus if they've never seen it. So I'm very excited for them. We've been planning for this for, oh my gosh, I think a few months already.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to see everybody. It's always nice to see the life, the excitement. You're like, oh, this is why we're here.
Yeah. Well, the name makes sense now because it seems like you get a preview of everything that like the university kind of has to offer when you're coming in. I think like just visiting the campus when I was considering like where to apply helped me like make my decision, because I was just like, wow, like this place is so beautiful. Like I would love to be a student here. So that's great that you get to not only experience the campus, which you would do if you got to if you went to like a campus tour, but you also get to like see all the resources that are available that day.
Correct. So we're hoping that getting a little bit of everything per se is more of a fulfilling experience for them. And if they have any questions about anything, they could probably get answered there, or be directed at least in the right direction as to, get the information that they're seeking.
Should students and family expect that day when they arrive to the event? And will workshops be offered in Spanish and other languages for parents?
Because of our resources right now, we are trying to get one of our tours to be in Spanish. I personally know how important that is. I'm first generation, so my first language, is Spanish. So for me, I definitely understand that. I know that some of our campus partners, they are wanting to give their presentations in Spanish. For example, Project Caminos, I know for sure. The time is limited, so I know that there are going to be resources there in terms of any questions that they may have after. Right now, we only have 3 specialized presentations, in other words, workshops. And that's going to be the how to apply to Cal Poly Pomona, in addition to the EOP and then the Project Camino transfer pathways. They're all going to be together. So I know that they're going to have that. But I think in terms of what they can expect a lot of diversity. And I'm pretty proud of that, to be quite frank with you. Our BOA students, our faculty and staff, they come from all, walks of life. And that is something that's very important to Cal Poly. So I'm very excited about that. I'm excited for them to just be able to see how much the campus is loved. And I think that love, it spreads onto the education of our students. The fact that everybody I've met in my multiple meetings, they're excited about this. And that speaks volumes, that our deans, our associate deans, our coordinators, they're all very, very excited. They're putting their best foot forward. And I think that's going to show. And once that shows, you feel that sense, like I had said earlier, the sense of home, like, okay, this is where I can continue my education. This is probably what's best for me in the future. And once you get to be exposed to the different resources, it gives you a sense of comfort. Because at least for me, when I went to college, I did not have that opportunity. And, as a first generation, you're kind of used to just kind of figuring things out by yourself, so to you, it's not a big deal. But obviously we're trying to pay it forward. And we're not trying to have that with any of our students, regardless of how much they know about the campus or they don't. We still want to expose them to what opportunities they can have. So we're hoping that that's what they see, either new information being, given to them, or reinforcing the knowledge that they already had, and possibly what other ways that could be beneficial to them. And it just makes their education so much more fun and so much easier. So hopefully that's what they feel.
Yeah. So how have students learned of this event, and how can they learn more about it?
Yeah, so one of my boss, actually, he has a program, or knows of a program, called Slate. And through Slate, it's a program where you can have a lot of the data of the students, like for our counselors, when they go out and they say, hey, I'm interested in Cal Poly. It's just another way of storing the information. And then what we do is we send out an email to them. And we tell them, like, hey, this is what's going on. We know that you're interested based off what you said you want to learn about. And so that's how one way that they're getting the communications. Another way is through our counselors. Our counselors have been going from high school to high school starting September, discussing the enrollment, discussing, just the other details that they need to actually go through with the application. And so that's one of the ways, one means of communication that they're finding out about Fall Preview Day. Another one is when you go to our outreach and recruitment homepage, it's the very first thing you see on there. So if you go to Cal Poly Pomona, cpp.edu, and on the search for the website, you put outreach and recruitment, it'll come up. It'll be the very first one. And you can register. The registration is super, super easy. We did not want to make it complicated. It's just, first, last name, obviously email, and then it's also who do you want to bring in terms of who your guests are. So that's what we have. Also, they can sign up for our specialized presentations on there so that they can have an idea of what they're doing throughout the day. Since it is only from 10 to 2, we want to make sure that they make the most of it. So it's, like I said, fairly easy, just through our Cal Poly Pomona page. And they'll get a confirmation email. And once they get registered, this week specifically, we will send out a communications around Thursday, actually, where we discuss parking, the restaurants. We want to make sure that they have all the knowledge that they need on hand when they get to campus, even though there's going to be a lot of faculty, volunteers out there to help them if they have any questions. But yes, we will send that over, and it's all through Slate. Like the foundation of our communication comes through Slate, and it gets sent to them. So yeah, so that's where they can go ahead and find the resource.
Yeah, so is there a registration cost or any attendee requirements?
No, there's no cost. There is no requirements besides we hope that you love our campus and you would like to apply. But no, there isn't. There also is no limit on the amount of people you want to bring. On the registration, we do have it. It's the student or potential student plus 4 more. But of course, if you want to bring, your brother, your sister, your loved one, of course, you definitely can. Besides that, no, there really is no requirement. So it's just really open to anybody who's thinking of applying to Cal Poly.
Yeah. So what can students expect to see during the tour portion of preview day?
So what they can expect to see is almost the whole campus. So bring your walking shoes. Bring your walking shoes.
Yeah, our campus is pretty big.
It's pretty big. It's beautiful, but it's definitely a workout.
Yeah.
And if you're one of the people here early enough, we are giving away refillable water bottles. So we have different fountains throughout campus, and you can refill it. So of course, we want you to stay hydrated, and we want to stay eco-friendly. So we have refillable water bottles for the first few hundred people. But yeah, so you'll get to see the different colleges where they're located. You'll get to see through obviously the outside, where all the colleges are located, where housing is at. They'll give you a little tour of like the bookstore, again, all through the outside, as we want to make sure that we keep things safe and we're not overpopulating an area. But they'll give you a tour of like of the gym, of the fields, the Brick. So it's a recreational center that is fully student funded, and it's really, really cool. So you get to see a tour of that from the outside. If you do want a tour of the inside, I know that is possible. That's just through a different avenue. I would strongly encourage you guys to look into that and see if you can get a tour of it. It's a really cool facility. But yeah, so you'll walk around with our students. Our BOA students are the ones who give the tours. So you can have one-on-one with them, asking about their experience, what their major is, what they like about it. But they'll be the ones to give you the tour of like even our new dining center that just opened up a few years ago. So yeah, you'll get a little bit of everything of the campus. You just won't be able to go inside at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember as a student getting a tour of the university, like that one-on-one with the tour guides. Like a lot of the stuff that they said as a student, I was like, my tour guide said this. It must still be true. Like, yeah, it's very helpful. So is there anything else you would like to share about this event?
Just to have fun, to be quite honest with you. It's just to have fun. College is a very fun experience. Of course, it can be stressful, but just to have fun when they come, keep an open mind, ask the questions, no matter how quote unquote dumb you may think they are, they're not. Everybody, it could be a new venture. Maybe you are a returning student, maybe you are a transfer. We all have questions. So I say have fun and ask the questions. You're going to have, our faculty and staff in front of you. And, maybe later on down the line, it may not be as easy. So if you have them in front of you, I say ask the question, get informed. And if somebody doesn't have the answer, I'm sure they can help you find it or direct you in the right direction. But yeah, I think that would be my only thing, have
Yeah.
fun and ask the questions.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed getting the scoop on preview day at Cal Poly Pomona happening November 5th. Make sure to attend and register if you haven't already. Subscribe to our channel to never miss a scoop and follow our Instagram at cpp.broncoscoop. If you have any questions or want me to talk about anything CPP related, email us at caminos@cpp.edu. Bronco Scoop is supported by Cal Poly Pomona's Office of Student Success, Equity, and Innovation, and with funding from the Department of Education Hispanic Serving Institute grant, Project Caminos. Tune in for more!